Hey everybody, welcome back. We're doing a little bit of trucking in the Kira. You can see we've done a little bit of progress here. We've made it up to truck level 20, and we've also made it up to driver level 10. We get the dirty old escape key here, you can see up at the top. We're driver 16, taxi 10, bus 1, because we've never done bus, truck 20, race 1, tow 1, and police 1, because again, we haven't done any of those yet. So, what we've got here, we've got a couple of cheese pallets and a couple of rice pallets. We are heading down to the Gappa supermarket. You see we're also on autopilot here, so we can drive and talk at the same time. So we picked these products up at the rice farm and at the Gangjang warehouse. So we got the cheese here, we got the rice from the rice farm. Wow! We've also done a couple upgrades to the truck. We'll go over that just momentarily. You see we've made it all the way down here to the Bayang gas station area. And we are about halfway down to Gappa, so the destination will be here. From there, we'll be checking these 4 farms out here, see what we can have for a return trip, because we don't want to drive empty. That's just an entire waste of time. So, we're going to bounce down there slowly and steadily. But first, let's talk about our upgrades. So you see the biggest glaring thing up on the front end here is the big old light bar strapped to the roof. So we now have nighttime driving comfortably. We've also upgraded the shocks on the vehicle. That was $3,000 a corner. We have 300% shocks all the way around now. So it is much less bouncy, much more confident. The other things we've done is a large radiator. And if you look closely, you can see a black box in between the fuel tank and the rear tire. That is a cargo box. And on the other side, we have another addition. That is an extra fuel tank. So we have extra range, and we have coolant and fuel in the cargo box there. I think that pretty much brings us up to speed. Quick editor's note from Polly and myself. 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you like this content, hit subscribe so YouTube shows you more of it, and it helps the channel grow. Okay, back to the show. All right, here we are rolling through Gappa. It's a nice little rural town. I quite like Gappa. It's one of my favorite little places in the entire map. It just feels nice. But we're here at the supermarket, I guess, grocery store, supermarket. Yeah, we're gonna rip around back here. Took me a little while to get her woed all the way down from the road speed, but that's fine. We'll get this unloaded. And as soon as we drive into the box here, it will auto unload everything for us. There we go. 23 grand. Decent. Now we're not going to worry about running groceries here. We're just going to rip down straight to one of the farms. We've got a couple on the right here, just at the end of the road here after the turn. That's going to be our first stops. We're going to see if we have anything. I want to see something over 7,000 a pallet. We'll stop at this one first. I always forget this one is so close. See what they have. Bean pallets. What do we have? Bean pallets. Pay 7,000 down to Era. But again, Era, we don't have a route back. Santa's Cabin, they're paying 6,800. There's only one. Okay. So that's something we gotta watch out for too. If you do have a high paying pallet, but there's only one, then it's not actually that high paying. Okay, let's go down to this next one. There's actually 2 here. There's beans and hemp right beside each other, and then the last one is down here at the silos. That's corn. Check the beans. Beans are usually in pretty high demand, so usually pay pretty well. There we go. Or cabbage, I'm sorry. Not beans. Okay, down to Era. 110 rest area, there's 20 grand right there. Because we can get, oh no, we can get 6 of them. It's 30,000. So we could do that. Air Supermarket is the next really best pay. Yeah, Santa's Cabin, we can get 6,700. So decent amount of money there. I think I really lucked out last time because I think it was 6 packages of cabbage going to Santa's Cabin, and that was like 10 grand a piece. Drift in. No, can't drift in. Just don't have the speed. Alright, hemp pallet. We're not showing too high. Yeah. Santa's Cabin, 6,800 for 2. So we could do a mixed load here. Be okay with that. We could do a bunch for Santa's Cabin here because that is paying the best. We'll do that. Grab, load, load. And then because we're not actually going up on the road here, we're just going to leave it unstrapped. Run over here. We're going to grab some cabbage. We're going to bring cabbage up to Santa too. We hit the brakes hard enough? Yeah, that does straighten them out. Okay. Go back to pay. Santa's Cabin. Load, load, load. I think it was, I think Santa's Cabin was paying pretty good down here too. So we'll run down here and we'll grab one of these pallets. Yeah, and that you can see right there is why you strap your loads. That is a load shift. We're now heavy on the right side. Should not have done that. There we go. There's a shift off to the left. It looks like we took some damage doing that too. Santa's Cabin load. There we go. But you can see as soon as we loaded that last pallet in, it corrected everything. There we go. Won't do that again. Maybe. But we're all loaded up. We got 15K to go. Let's go see Santa. All right, we're almost all the way up to Santa's Cabin here, and I gotta say, this LED bar is awesome. It is helping so much. And the shocks, sway bars, definitely noticeable. So very, very glad that we did that. And as we come up onto the snow, I'm going to be also very thankful that we threw the locker in. Almost wishing, and I say almost, wishing that I threw the bigger engine in here because we are still slightly struggling up these hills. Luckily, we only struggle up the hills. And truthfully, we're not doing too bad, considering, you know, we're, what, 140 horsepower or something like that? We're doing okay. And there we go. 40K. Not the best run that I've had in the Cura so far, but all things considered, not bad. So it's brought us up over 100K. Comfortably over 100K. Oh my goodness. And the next step we're going to do is we're going to see how many packages we can grab. And there are quite a few that are very well paying. However, we'd have to go to Gappa, or we'd have to go to Guanjin. And if you've ever played this game, you know as soon as you turn off of this road, this is pretty much hell. I think we're going to stay away from these. If I had a Ranchy, we could do this. Like the old Chevy pickup truck. It would do this no problem. It's 4-wheel drive. Stock, they're pretty good. We'd beat the absolute heck out of it, but we'd be pretty good. So we're going to stay away from those. Oh, and we're starting to lose them anyway. And you start looking at these 7Ks. These are all way down. Let's see if we can get something closer. Well, that's a $10,000 pay, so we'll take that. Take that right now. That's another 5,000, and that's also pretty close. We'll take that as well. Next one, we've got getting a little far out. This one will pay nice. That's $3,000 a piece. And there's 6 of them. I'm going to get rid of these 2 here. We're going to pick up 2 more of these. There. So now we're only making 2 stops. And that's a substantial pay. We'll roll forward out of the box. We're going to strap this. If I can get the strap out. Oh no. Well, I guess we're playing this game. Alright, and I would go through Santa's cabin, but it's just not honestly that interesting. There we go, buckwheat, or buckwheat. Oh, good. It's raining and it's on snow. This should be, oh yeah, I'm already counter-steering. This is as slick as you probably think it is. Alright, just rolling up to the first stop here. And we are going to put the park brake on. We're going to hand deliver these one at a time. Because we should get an extra bonus for that. And we do, $500. Why is this delayed so bad? Well, the server isn't doing so bad. There we go. I guess it's just the game. There we go. 3,200 bucks a piece times 4. That's 12 grand. So that paid for our shocks and a little bit of the sway bars so far. We just got the one more stop to make, and that should be good for us. Should put us well over 140,000. And I think maybe we will entertain a trailer. So we'll head down to the trailer dealer. We're going to cut the school bus off because I don't have time to wait for that. There we go. Now we'll rip down here. Hopefully Cutie is in something that's not a cop car and I don't get busted for speed. Ooh, I might get busted for speed here. Nope. Looks like we got away with it. But, yeah, we'll run down to the trailer dealer. We'll see what's there. See if there's anything that's really interesting. So something that's within our budget. And if not, we can rip down to the truck dealership and see if we can't maybe upgrade the Kira a little bit or upgrade from the Kira a little bit. I wouldn't mind getting something with four-wheel drive or something with a little bit better ground clearance so we can get into the Guanjin truck runs. Maybe we'll go pick up a Ranchi, we'll see. We'll see how we're feeling after we drop these off. And right there is the trailer dealer, so we're very close. And once again, we're going to do the in-person delivery option because that does... Oh, no. Did it grab all of them? It only grabbed one. Okay. Yeah, and I just grabbed the box and I had the... Oh, this is so weird. I had the cargo strap in my hand, and yet it still decided to do that. Okay, there we go. Everything is done. $148,000. Very respectable. Okay, let's rip down to the truck or the trailer depot. See if we can't find a nice little trailer for this thing. Something that would suit it. Something that would give us that little extra utility. A little extra cargo space. If there's nothing we like, we'll run down to the truck dealer. And I think every episode we'll try to either upgrade the truck a little bit or buy another vehicle. See what we can get away with here. And we're going to go past all these little trailers here for just a second. We're going to drool. This is eventually what we're going to get ourselves into. Maybe not the little $8,000 car trailer. Although, for us, that could be useful, because we could get into... no, there's no winch on it. There's no winch on this. So, any kind of vehicle recovery's not going to work. But, this is what we can get. So we can get into... I think these are called dinkies. This is what they are? Yeah, dinky. Yeah, none of those are gonna work for us. This, on the other hand, small cage trailer, 2.7 by 1.8. That's its cargo dimensions. I think that's 4 pallets, if I remember. So we go from 6 pallets to 10 pallets doing that for $3,000. You know what? We're gonna do that. I'm gonna run over to one of the customization points. We're going to throw a hitch on this bad boy. Oh, that was smooth. Smooth as butter, kind of. Parts, etc. Trailer hitch. Do we want the lower or do we want the riser? Probably the riser, I would imagine. No, we'll go with the lower. I think the lower is going to be the right height for us. That way we're not dragging the back of the trailer around. Because it's already mounted fairly high on the body. Here we go. We're all set, ready to hook, but we need to buy it first. Purchase. There we go. Bought a trailer. Now we will hook a trailer. And we'll come over to it and we will toggle the landing gear. That's one of the most forgotten things that people do, is to drive with the landing gear down. But I think we've just doubled our vehicle capacity, our cargo capacity. But I'm still going to run down to the truck dealer because this has only been $4,000 worth of purchase, so we're still doing good. So we'll see you at the truck dealer and see if we can't maybe upgrade the Kira a bit. All right, we have made it to the truck dealer. I'm just going to park and despawn this while we walk around. There's quite a few options out here. So I think we'll probably get 20K if we sell this thing. Sell Kira 34,000. So we're actually getting almost our purchase price back for it. So that's nice. So we have just under 180. So we call it up to 160 would be our budget, and that's without a loan. We can still run to the bank and get a loan. So let's see what we can do here. So let's get rid of the small cage trailer here first. We'll despawn that. Change vehicle. Actually, we're going to repair first, just in case we do decide to keep the Kira. I do quite like it. It's a very good little truck. I gotta give it credit. Let's see, what can we get here? I don't think I want a van. Would it be 3.9 by 1.8? What are we at? 3.9 by 1.8. It doesn't actually say. It does not tell me the cargo space. Doesn't give me the cargo space on the Kira box either. Tanker would be good because then we can get into doing fuel runs, milk runs, that kind of thing. 60K. What's our capacity here? Again, it does not say what the capacity is. I think that's something with the Kira line is it's an old line, so the information just isn't quite updated in the UI yet. But we can look at a Matey or a Tronco. Matey would be okay. Now we're getting into the medium duty stuff. Quite a bit more flatbed space. Tronco would be okay. 6.5 by 2.5. So we could afford either of those. Actually, one thing that we could afford, we could buy a garbage truck. So we could buy, we could buy a compacty. Because that's 60 to 100K per load. So that's definitely worth it. Can't quite get into an Atlas yet. Although an Atlas tanker we're not too far from. The Atlas are nice because they've got the lift axle on the back, so when you're empty, you do save a little bit of fuel economy, and you do steer quite a bit tighter. So that is quite nice. I used to have a bunch of Atlas on the on my main save. They're quite a good quite a good big truck, I should say. This is the absolute top end of our price range here. Cuda. It's very, very Euro styling on it. Cudas are pretty good. The Jamusis are pretty good. They're like a little deuce and a half or something like that, I think is what they're built off of. The tanker's quite useful. And they are 6-wheel drive, so we can go up to Guangjin quite easily. Same with this guy here. Well, he's a dump. It's not a flatbed. I thought that was a flatbed. This was not a flatbed. This is a log truck. What to do, what to do. Like, my heart still kind of lies with this new E-Van. Because it's fun. It's the flavor of the month right now. But it's only good for like 2 pallets. But it's fun. And it's dirt cheap to run too. Like, to charge it from flat, I think it was like $200. Now, we could get a semi-truck. That's another option. Could do a 4x2. And then we just have to rent trailers for now. What was that? Oh, that's Snow buying an E-Van. There he goes. Quiet. Kind of jealous, but it's not going to make us money nearly as quick as this Kira. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make money quicker. Well, here we are. We're doing one more run here because we're just a couple bucks shy of really anything good. Plus, we were at driver level 19 and truck level 29. So a lot of things unlock at driver level 20 and truck level 30. We're just going to do a quick run here across the main island. Try not to get pulled over, ticketed, and towed. And we're going to make a couple bucks doing this, running pallets of pumpkins from the pumpkin farm down to one of the warehouses. So we're just going to get this dumped off real quick, and we'll meet you back at the truck dealer again. Uh-oh. We just got busted for something. Ah, there we go. Speeding. Speeding with a warning. Nice. All right. Now let's pull an illegal U-turn and continue speeding on our way there, now that we're no longer in town. Here we are. I'm trying too hard to hit too many buttons at once and I couldn't turn fast enough. There we go. All right. Drop this off. 9K for that almost. See if we can turn this tiny little trailer around without jackknifing it. Without jackknifing it. Get it to steer back. Almost, almost, almost. Oh, look at me go. I'm impressed. All right. $157,000 in the bank. We are going to... Actually, why don't we see if we can't pick something up while we're here. Make a couple bucks back on the way to the truck dealer. I mean, that's the entire point of this, right? See if we can't make a few more dollars. What do we have? Anything in a high amount? We do, but nothing that's going to get us where we want to be. See, these Guanjins, they pay so nicely, but they are so difficult to get to. And I don't think Akira stands a chance at getting there. Delivered to Scamazon. It's only a little out of the way. So I'd like to try and keep on the main island for this rip. Gangjung, that's taking us down there. These don't pay much. That's $4,000. But these are all going to the same place, so we may as well. Oh, get that last one. There we go. That is everything down to Gangjung. That's a decent enough little load. All right. Get out of this spot. And we will try and strap everything. There we go. Everything is strapped down. Go run these over to the Gangjung warehouse. Make a couple bucks. And then we'll go probably buy another truck. Now, I keep going past the bus dealer and I keep thinking maybe we should get into a bus. But to the point of this being a YouTube series, I want to keep it somewhat interesting. And driving a bus just isn't interesting. At least not for you guys, I don't think. Even this, I think, is kind of borderline, but we'll try and keep things interesting with trucking and or towing. I want to get the trucking going as quick as I can and make a fair amount of money as quick as we can. And then we'll get into doing some wrecker stuff, I think, because it's more interesting, it's more involved, but at least it's not buses or taxis. Those are... Well, I think I'd rather watch paint dry. I mean, just, speaking personally, but... Anyway, we're going to zip on over, try not to get another ticket, and we'll meet you there at the... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the dealership, and I'm getting ready to sign off here, but I want to ask you, what do you think should be our next vehicle, or what do you think should be our next approach at making a couple of bucks here? We can push all the way to the FL1 without taking out a loan. It does give us the option to buy the big rig, so we can do it. I don't know if we should, because that puts us in a pretty tight spot money-wise. Short of that, we could look at the Matey. We could look at the Tronco. Both of those are just cargo haulers. We could look at a dumpy. We run dump truck for a bit. Could haul coal, could haul steel. It'd be pretty tough. Pretty tough going. We could do that. We could look at the Mixie, run concrete. We could look at the Compacty and make some money hauling trash. Any of the Atlases, we don't have the required level for those. So we couldn't do that. None of these guys over here really interest me. The Jamusis, however you want to pronounce it, they don't spark joy. You know what I mean? Brutus Tanker. We could do that. You make pretty good money running fuel up to some of the hard-to-reach places, but not exactly the best content for that. Buses, again. Could look at maybe getting a cheap tow truck and working our way up to Cura rollback. That could be pretty entertaining, I think. But short of that, I mean, we're kind of just into the same thing. I do really want an E-van, but the E-van, you don't make nearly as much money as the, what do we have? The Cura flatbed. But it is nice, it is cool. It's the flavor of the month, like I say. Could get ourselves into a cheaper semi-truck. We could look at one of the Atlas trucks. We could get, we can't get that one. I thought there was a second one that we could get. No, it's just the 4x2. So we could get the Atlas 4x2. That is an Atlas, right? I did see that. Yeah, Atlas 4x2 or the FL1. Those are our two semi-truck options. I think we also get the Titan. Yeah, we could get the Titan. Stretch for the Cuda. We can't get a Golema, and we can't get a Longhorn. We could get this little thing. I don't like them, though, but could get that. It's got a special trailer for it. It's the only one that loads from the front and the back. Short of that, meh. They don't really do anything for me. SRT, FL1. FL1 I think is winning for me out of everything here. But I want to know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Do we spring for that FL1? Well, so it's really nice of this guy to just leave his taxi kicking around here with a passenger in the back. Just classy. Anyway, let me know down in the comments. What do you think? And in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye for now.